refugees in Lesvos. Obviously, it's been a traumatic week in Lesvos, and I'm very grateful for Omar giving us his time today. There's a lot going on. He's very busy. Omar, thank you so much for being here. Now, if anybody joining us live wants to ask Omar any questions, then please just put them into the chat. Okay, so about a week ago, there were 35 cases of COVID that were diagnosed in the camp. Can you tell us about what happened at that time and what support was given?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you, Omar, for inviting me here. A week ago, actually a little bit early, they found a case of corona in the camp. It's a guy who was living in Athens, who was traveling to Athens and returned back after he did his asylum. And when he returned back, he brought corona with him to the camp. And later, OUD, they found out this person has corona, and they take action immediately, start to get the close contact to isolate them to make sure they don't spread don't spread COVID-19 in the camp. And because by this time the only isolation area in Lesvos, it's Mandala, and they decide to isolate people there. We take them and we create a team 24/7 to be there with the support from the medical team. For example, MSF, they start immediately to give us training how we can deal with people who has corona, because we are, as you know, guys, we are an NGO who do construction or distribution. We are not a medical team, but because of the situation, we decide to support. And a day after OUD, they came from Athens and they decide to do 2,000 tests to make sure the camp is safe. Immediately, they isolate the camp. They put the Moria Camp in quarantine for 14 days to make sure they don't spread the virus everywhere. And sorry, I'm just a lot of things going on around. I'm trying to make sure I'm safe.
We understand.
Yeah, they did 2,000 tests. We support them with the crowd control and bringing people to the new hospital to do tests for them. And after 2 days, the results show up, and we end with 35 cases of COVID. And immediately we start to isolate them with the close contact. After a day, Mandala get full because the capacity of Mandala was 80 people. And after a day, we isolate in Mandala 81, and we take action immediately, and we get permission to start a new isolation area, and we open it. And when we start to isolate people in the camp, they get mad because they don't believe in corona, and they don't believe this is happening. And I completely understand. Like, they had the protest also. They don't want the food, or they don't like the food. I'm not going to blame them all. Of course, I need to blame EU in the way how they treat them. But in the same time, I completely understand the action, how the government take it for their safety. But people, they don't get it, and they had a lot of concern about the situation, why we are in closed camp, why we don't have access to go out. And here where people start to take action in different way, different protests, until we end with the whole camp get burned. And the 35 cases of COVID, now they left from the isolation, and now they are around the people. And our concern.
Let's come back to that. Let's come back to that in just one moment. I'm just going to add in here now. If we start to talk about the fire itself. So this is a video that you took the morning after the fire on Tuesday morning this week. I'm not sure if it'll play, but you get the gist. So if you could just talk about what happened with the fire and how you responded and what happened that night, because when you spoke on Tuesday morning, you were very emotional. I could hear it in your voice, the shock of it all.
To be honest, hello?
Yeah, I'm
still here.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. Okay, great. To be honest, everything happened very fast, and we surprised because it's for different fire and for different locations. Started not in the same time, but every few minutes it's a fire start, and the overall the only things we can do by this time to make sure we remove all the international volunteers out of the area and start to make protocol uh, how we can uh, take the people out of the camp to a safe place. And here where the police block the road, and I understand why they do it because they heard people the positive cases they left from the isolation, and they were trying to make sure they don't go outside and they spread the COVID-19 everywhere. And
Yeah,
everything happened very fast. Everyone was surprised with the way like we never expect this to happen. And
no.
the fire was on all the night. Police cannot the firemen they don't have access to go and turn it off because everywhere was blocked. And we aimed by the middle of the night almost 50% of the camp is burned. And until the morning came, people start to leave from the camp very fast, and firemen start to go inside and take off the fire. The only thing surprised us is the next day fire started again. We don't, to be honest, we don't know why, or we don't understand. But we heard about it like they don't want to be, they don't want to live in the camp anymore.
So
And
they
now
so the whole camp is completely gone.
let's say 95% of the camp is gone.
Yeah,
It's confirmed. We've been there different time, and so what's happening there. Like Moria, it's done. They need a lot of time to rebuild that.
and this video here that you took was later on in the day. This is still people. You can see everyone taking as many belongings as they can. They've got their families with them. There's young children. There's suitcases. There's bicycles. I mean, one thing that I was very surprised at was that we didn't hear of any casualties. Have there been any casualties?
We don't know yet.
We don't know
Let's
yet.
be honest. We don't know yet. But we are really hoping everyone has left from the camp.
Which is a miracle in itself if that is the case. So yeah, we really, really do hope that. And the people, so since then, what's happened to the people, everyone, including the cases of COVID, what's happened to the people
They had
since
left.
the camp?
Now they are just staying in the main road. They were planning to work to Mytilene, to the port of Mytilene, and they were hoping a ferry will be waiting for them there to remove them out of the island.
Oh,
And
that hasn't happened.
It's not happening, and I don't believe it's going to happen because this is, I don't know. I don't think I don't think this is going to happen. Only
No.
if EU decide to remove those people to their country. Yeah, this
So
is
what
going.
has happened to them?
Right now, they still in the road. Different NGOs like us, we are trying to support them in different way and the government take action to build in. They find a new location for them to put some temporary camp with tent and start to house the people to take them to a shed area or to a safe place where they can receive food, even if they don't like the food, but where they can receive food and they have access to wash facility and to the asylum protocol.
So I'll come to that in a second. Again, I have a video that you took yesterday from the new camp. But for just now, what are the NGOs? How are people being fed? What are different groups doing? What's Refugee for Refugees doing to help the people now?
Actually, in the beginning, we start to support in different way, like with food distribution, NFI, and later in the night we start to look for the miners to make sure like we take them to a safe place, and the government they take the decision to remove them out of the island. And we miss a lot of NFI right now, and we are asking Samos to support us, and hopefully by today we are receiving some truck from our warehouse in Samos to come here. with a blanket
Yeah.
and some hygiene items.
And am I right in thinking that you have a fundraiser live?
Yeah, we set up. Actually, we start our fundraising before for our operation, but now because of the emergency, we switch it for the because we really need fund to continue working here, especially the like ri- right now most of the things we need to buy immediately, and we are spending a lot of fund every day.
Yeah. So we started a fundraiser which has done really, really well. Amazingly, lots of people that are listening today will have given to the fundraiser. We started it on Tuesday, very early when we heard about the fire. So we'll be sending £10,000 from that fund to Refugee for Refugees for your emergency response. So that'll be a kickstart to your emergency response fund.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Amber. We did, and I remember
And
since the beginning
we'll
years.
share your donation link.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
Omar.
No, thank you. Like actually, yeah, just to mention about the fundraising in the beginning, like most of the life or most of the post we were doing, we don't have time to think about like
Yeah,
we don't have
exactly.
enough people to do admin stuff. Everyone was working, but now
Yeah.
we are out of fund, and this is the reason why we are asking for for more fund to continue working here.
Yeah, exactly. And we started a fundraiser because we understood that you wouldn't be able to do it immediately. And we have captured that money. So we're starting with 10,000 for some organizations, and we'll probably be able to give more, in a position to give more later. But all of that money is for the ground. It's for the people of Moria and for the efforts that are there to help them. So moving on to what happens next. We saw yesterday that you took this video. Oh, the sound is on. Hold on. Of the new camp as it's being built. Can you tell us a little bit about this?
Actually, yeah, the government they came and they asked different NGOs to support them to build the tent and set up the temporary camp as soon as possible to start removing people from the road to a safer place. It's let's say a safe. I'm not going to call it really a safer place, but something better than nothing. Better from they stay in the road. It's better for them. Maybe they receive a tent and they can stay in a shed area where they can have access to a medical team, to a food and wash facility until they see what's going to until we find out what's the next. What I heard the government is bringing two ferry to house 1,800 people. In each ferry will be 900 people, and it will be only for vulnerable people, and they will be isolate. They will be in isolation for 14 days in the ferry until they make sure everyone is safe. And now Calibno is preparing, and they are ready in the new camp to see how they can when they welcome people in the new camp, how they can make for them tests to make sure everyone is safe.
Okay. Okay. And the 35 cases of COVID that have already been diagnosed, does anybody know where those people are right now?
No, no. We, to be honest, me personal, I saw few people with from them in the road, but I cannot do anything with them because people they don't believe in corona, and
Yeah.
we are trying to explain for them how dangerous it is, but I really don't know what to say. Like now, we are in the middle between the refugees. They don't believe in Corona, and they don't want to accept our support with making sure they are safe and to isolate them. We are in the middle with the local because they get mad and angry, and I completely understand why. I'm not saying about the fascists. I know some of the fascists they are trying to create a problem, but also some of the local they are scared about their country, and they are worried, and they had a huge concern what's going to happen the next when they see more than 12 or 13,000 people blocking the roads, and they just stay. We are in crisis right now. I just saw today the Red Cross they came here with
Wow.
they are bringing some support. UNICEF, UNCR, like the big NGOs, they start to take action now, also, and we are hoping like they will find a solution for those people to remove from the road to a safer place where they can have access to different facility. And now, to be honest, we are in the middle. We don't feel safe to drive around because some of the local, they are attacking volunteers and
Yeah.
refugees, and we are asking the mayor or the authority to support us to continue working here. Otherwise, we are not feeling safe anymore.
Yeah.
We don't, like, we had a huge concern about our safety and how we need to continue working here. Like the last few days, we have to spend most of our time thinking about the safety and how we need to move back to our houses. Like especially last night, the whole day the team was working, and when we finished
Yeah.
around 6 o'clock, everything was blurred. And until we managed to remove all the team back home, it was around 12 o'clock in the night. Like we spent few hours just trying to find safe way how we can send the team back.
Yeah.
And what we are asking right now from the people outside to support us in two things. One, with sending, like we are trying to bring also team from outside, but now the island is blocked under emergency, and we cannot bring volunteer from outside. And even if they come, they need to be in isolation for 2 weeks. What our message for the people from outside to support us with two things, with sending donation to us and trying to find way how they can support us to be safe here, pushing their government, talking to the local in different way, the news. If they, like, again, our concern right now, it's our safety. We are trying to help, we are trying to work every day, but in the same time, we don't feel safe anymore.
No, exactly. I do understand that, and I
We
know
are not,
that
what I'm trying to say, we are not in a war. If we are in a war, I completely understand. We put ourselves in dangerous, we will die. I'm a person who
yeah,
came from a war, and I was like, every second you can die from a bomb or whatever, or someone shoot you. But we are in Europe, and we are in 2020, where we have, like, when we have peace, especially in Europe, like, it's really unbelievable, the situation here, and we are just hoping all of us we will be safe. Until now,
we
they
share
attack
your disbelief.
until
We
now they
share your
attack.
disbelief because we're devastated by Europe's response to this, and I know that everyone that's watching today and everybody that's given to our fundraiser, there's nearly 3,000 donations, I think 2,500 donations so far. There's a lot of love from around the world, and I want the people of Moria and the people of Lesvos to know that. There's a lot of support out here.
Guys, we believe in you. We believe you are in our back. For example, I don't know if I have the right to mention the name of this NGO, but a medical team who was trying to go and support people, they get attacked by the local, and they break their car. And now some of the doctor, they are in they have concern to go back to the work. Imagine, even the medical team, they start to have attack. And now, like, we don't know what's going to happen, especially in the next 48 hours. We had a huge
Yeah,
concern about the island and what will happen here.
yeah, yeah. I hear you. Omar, I know that you need to carry on and do what you need to do today. Do you have anything else that you want to say to people? There's just a couple of questions here, but you have covered them, but we can do them again. But do you have anything else that you want to say to people about the situation, about how you're feeling, and about how we can help?
I had the same message all the time for the government, not for the European. We just need the government to believe we are human, not animals. And again, we are speaking loudly. We are not safe. We need your support to feel safe again. And we will continue fighting here to continue working. We are not going to stop. We will always find way how we can support others. We are in crisis, guys. The situation is really bad. You cannot even imagine the situation here.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time today. I know that you're in the middle of things. I know what you're like. I've volunteered with you many times. Omar, you know that we absolutely love you dearly, and you
I
have a lot of love coming through on this message, and I know that it's going to keep coming.
do you mind if I say the last thing? A
Of
friend
course,
of
you can say
mine,
the last thing.
a friend of mine says something, and it's really funny. What he was mentioning, they can take everything, but they cannot take our smile. we were We will continue smiling, and we will continue with the hope.
And I love your beautiful smile, Omar.
Oh, thank you. Someone will get jealous now.
I often call you my little brother, and I think of you that way. So, Omar, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks
Please
a
stay
lot.
safe.
Thank you. I
We
will.
love you and we support you, and we're all here for you. Okay?
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thanks a lot. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.